This is Paul Westphal of the Phoenix Suns. He sustained an injury just before the close of the first half. We'll be checking to see what the extent of that injury is as his team trails by 9 at halftime. The NBA on CBS will return after this word from your local station.
The sinister figure of Cunningham continues to stalk Captain Nemo and his crew in this Wednesday's thrilling chapter here on CBS.
At the conclusion of today's game and each of our NBA telecasts during the season, we'll be selecting the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game. In conjunction with this award, Chevrolet will present a check for $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the player's college or university. Any student may be eligible to benefit from these scholarship funds. Today's winner will be announced at the end of the telecast. Steve Jones and I will be voting for the MVP, and should we disagree, our producer David Fox will cast the deciding vote. A 9-point lead for the Cleveland Cavaliers here at halftime over the Phoenix Suns. The Cavaliers trying to win their 4th straight game. On the other hand, the Phoenix Suns trying to break that 4-game losing streak. Right now, let's go in Jimmy the Greek for Greek's Grapevine.
Time now to check in with our favorite Greek. Jimmy, what do you hear about Roy Bowe's efforts to save the New York Nets?
Well, he's in the same trouble he's been 2 or 3 times before, and he saved it by selling his big asset, like
Julius Erving to Philadelphia.
Right, so this time he'll probably sell Bernard King or his 3rd draft choice, and after Bird and Ford, you've got Michael Thompson left.
All right, now, Jimmy, what about the Auburn basketball program? Reports of trouble down there.
Well, Bob Davis resigned, the coach resigned, so there's some alleged, supposedly illegal violations, and I'm afraid the NCAA will probably set Auburn down.
Jimmy, O.J. Simpson, is Buffalo still testing the NFL waters, may trade him?
Every team that he possibly can trade him to. Their asking price is 2 first draft choices and 2 seconds. By the way, O.J. doesn't like the front line of the 49ers.
Any other trades?
There is another one, a tight end from Los Angeles. There's a lot of talk about him being traded. And don't forget he's from Southern California.
Which tight end?
Charlie Young.
Oh, well, Southern California, that means John McKay down in Tampa must be interested.
Definitely. Who else?
America has all kinds of drivers, so it's a good thing America has Quaker State Motor Oil. Because even if you drive like this, Quaker State helps cars last. Fact is, you can help avoid expensive engine repairs by using Quaker State regularly. Refined from Pennsylvania-grade crude oil, Quaker State helps cars last. Maybe that's why Quaker State's the best-selling motor oil in America.
Spring. It only comes once a year. If you want a nice, thick lawn, now's the time to do something about it. Give your lawn some Scott's Turf Builder right now. Turf Builder helps grass send off new branches, either tillers or rhizomes. This forms new grass plants that'll thicken up your lawn and fill in those thin spots. But don't wait. Before you know it, spring will be gone.
Cicely Tyson for Color Track by RCA.
My rose is red, my skin is dark brown, and my dress is bright orange. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Okay, Big Green Tea. If National's going to be the best cargo company, we have got to hustle. Schultz, the last reservation call.
9 seconds, sir.
Walsh, green light service means
Fast service, sir.
Willoughby. Before we rent this new Chevy, we
check all 10 items on the maintenance checklist.
And then
we sign it. Sir.
Okay, team, let's go.
10,000 people working for you. The Big Green Team.
Willoughby.
We're National Car.
Do you ever get the feeling that you're not really appreciated? Hi, I'm Mindy Rudolph, and I found a place where you can get appreciation and thanks. Now, I'm talking about your local United Way agencies, where the pledge you made to United Way is working year-round in hundreds of agencies and programs like this. Helping out here can really make you feel pretty tall. On behalf of all the little guys everywhere, I'd like to say thanks to you, it works, for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association. The NBA on CBS is sponsored by all the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere. The Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Old Spice, stick deodorant or new antiperspirant.
The Cleveland Cavaliers lead by 9 at halftime here over the Phoenix Suns. And Steve Jones, I think the score maybe is not so surprising, but it's how the Cavaliers have gotten that 9-point lead, doing everything you would figure they couldn't do against Phoenix.
Certainly that's probably the most surprising thing about the first half. It's been a fast first half. Phoenix's pace, but they have not gotten the baskets down the way we'd like to see them go in, and the Cavaliers have really gotten the better of it. You see the shooting percentages are not that much different. Cleveland is slightly ahead from the free throw line. Phoenix has an advantage. The big assist, not that much difference there either.
But an interesting thing here is you see Paul Westphal, we'll check the status of his injury, is that Phoenix leads the league in steals, but look, in the first half it's been Cleveland.
Well, Phoenix has been trying to go for the steals. Ron Lee has chased that ball all around, but he has been unsuccessful. You see Campy Russell leads the Cavaliers in scoring. Terry Furlow came in that second period and got 9, and then they're very balanced scoring the rest of the way down.
On the other hand, as you can see, Westphal has been the big guy. Adams in and out of the lineup in the first half. He had a hot streak there for a while.
He had a streak going. The surprise in that whole group is Walter Davis. He only has 6. The important thing to notice about Walter Davis is that he's always scored more points in the fourth quarter. We'll see what happens today as he had 3 troubles.
Now Cleveland's really gotten some help from the bench.
That's a big difference right there, and that's probably the difference in the game so far. Cleveland has gotten players to come off and score 20 points, and Phoenix has only gotten 10.
Well, Phoenix with turnovers, but they will commit a lot of turnovers in their style of play.
Their style of play is the one of quickness and aggressiveness, and they've just not done. They've done it, but they haven't been successful in getting the type of shots and baskets that they want to get down. I don't know what to say for them, except that they'll continue to play at the same pace, and they will get a chance to shoot the ball. Cleveland has not done a good job of really controlling the tempo and keeping the opposition from coming back on them.
I want to kind of pinpoint one thing you mentioned very briefly, Walter Davis. You know, he's averaging 24 points a game. He has 6 in the first half, but you have pointed out very clearly that he's a pressure player. When you get down the stretch, that's when he mounts the points.
Walter Davis likes to have the basketball when it means something, and he always makes sure that his teammates get involved in the game early, and then he seems to pick up his scoring. And he will always end up with around 11 points in that final period, and he's the type of player that Cleveland's going to have to shut down if they want to really keep the lead.
Steve, as you look at Phoenix here warming up, that Pacific Division has really been something. You know, 5 teams could yet get into the playoffs.
Golden State lost a heartbreak of a game last night that would have brought them to 500. They dropped to New Orleans, who also is fighting for a playoff spot. They have to win. It's very interesting to note that there's so much power in one division and it's such a balanced league.
And then on the other hand, Cleveland feels that there'll be maybe 2 teams coming in from the Atlantic, and then the other 4 would come, but from the Midwest, or I should say the Central. But there is still a chance that 5 teams could come out of the Central Division.
There's a strong possibility. We see the score again, but the New York Knicks, they are playing good enough basketball to hold on to their position in the Atlantic Division. They should make the playoffs.
However, we understand that Bob McAdoo was shaken up. He had a collision in a game, and also we know that Spencer Haywood's going to be out for 7 to 10 days. So this game just about ready to go here as the Cleveland Cavaliers with a 9-point lead. Let's look around the league now. Detroit I tell you, they are putting one on the Cleveland Bulls, or Chicago Bulls this afternoon.
Well, we'll have everybody in Cleveland for sure. You see, Philly had a big scoring game last night where they put up 141 points, but they're down by 3 at half.
That's surprising. And now we go back to that Detroit and Chicago game once again. But Detroit, under the direction of Bob Lanier. You know, Lanier was playing superb basketball. Then he was hurt, but he's picked his game up once again. He's having quite a year for the Pistons.
Well, Bob Lanier has always been a strong force for the Detroit Pistons. They just not seem to have gotten the right type of people around him to put it all together. They've had a couple of winning seasons, but the administration has always had some type of shakeup, and it's kept the ball players off balance.
Okay, we're ready to go now. Don Boosie, along with Paul Westphal, will be the guards. Walter Davis, Alvin Adams, and Garfield Hurd will open the second half for John McLeod's team. Butch Walker, Austin Carr. Looks to me like Westfall's okay. This into the first half, he was holding that left shoulder. He's a tough guy, though, and he's back in. He passes off to Walter Davis. And now Davis has 8 points, and that may be a sign of things to come.
Well, if they can come down and set like that and get those types of shots for Walter Davis, of course they're going to get back in the ball game. The important thing for them now is to have defensive pressure and make Cleveland shoot perimeter shots.
And now they have a chance to climb within 5 points as we start this second half of play. Cleveland has Jones playing at one of the forwards. We have Elmore Smith at the pivot, Campy Russell at the forwards, and as we said, Carr and Walker playing at the guard spots. That's the same 5 that opened the game for Bill Fitch. Don Boosie, who scored early in this game, hasn't scored since. He doesn't get it to go, and Elmore Smith comes away with it. Out to Carr. Cleveland now a little bit more in a slow-down situation. Maybe Bill Fitch has said something at half.
Well, he didn't have to say too much because Phoenix decided that they needed to work a little bit more and set up the offense and try and get some easier shots, so Cleveland didn't get a breaking situation.
Jim Jones touched it last, and Phoenix has it. Hurd brings it into Westphal. Westphal bringing it across now as we have 10:53 to go in this third quarter of play. Hurd looking for Davis. Walter Davis, backdoor to Boosie. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They move the ball well, but they don't get the shot. Jones brings it out to Russell. Campy Russell with 14 points in the first half. Mismatch on Westphal, and he's fouled. So at the 10:34 mark, we have a foul on Westphal.
Russell at the line for 2 shots.
We welcome the fans of Detroit joining us here in Cleveland. We've just started the second half of play. The Cleveland Cavaliers leading the Phoenix Suns 62-55. And at the line now is Campy Russell for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has 14 points, leading his team in scoring after the first half of play. At halftime, Cleveland led by 9.
And led by 9, Russell misses his first try, but that was not a good foul by Paul Westphal. Russell was taking an off-balance shot from behind the basket. Would have had a tough time getting it down, and Westphal gave him an easy opportunity, and he got 1 point for the Cavaliers.
This is Don Boosie, picked up by Fitz Walker. Backdoor to Alvin Adams, and Adams has a block by Elmore Smith. He tries it again, and Elmore Smith wins the battle, but wait a minute. We may have some goaltending on that play.
I said that Elmore Smith touched the rim, and they're going to give him the baskets. You see a good backdoor cut by Adams right there. Now he thinks he has it jammed. Smith comes up with long arms, and right there he comes up on the other side and gets a piece of the net, and they give the ball and the basket to Cleveland. To Phoenix.
Alvin Adams scoring a basket. Looked like he might have hit the rim on that. 63-57 now. Phoenix coming back after trailing by 9 at halftime, and Garfield Hurd slices it even more. Hurd with a total of 6 points, and now inside 10 minutes in the crowd here, the Cleveland crowd starting to feel uncomfortable. Puts Walker with Boosie on him. Out it comes now to Jim Jones. Rebound, Smith. Elmore Smith, and he's been fouled. Don Boosie reaching in and committing a personal foul. So Elmore Smith, a real power underneath, both on the offensive and defensive boards. And we have a timeout now with 9:39 to go in this third period. The Cleveland Cavaliers lead by 4 here in the Richfield Coliseum.
See what's new today.
Introducing the third generation Monte Carlo. The third generation of a highly successful personal luxury car. Its highly original styling opens new dimensions in affordable luxury and in comfort. With more rear seat headroom, legroom, and hip room than last year's Monte Carlo,
the third-generation Monte Carlo. Drive it, and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
You work the docks. Without you, nothing moves. The ships are too big, the loads are too heavy, and the days are too long. But every day, you do it. And when the sun finally drops into the cold water, another ship with a full belly heads out for sea. And you head in for Miller Time. Miller Time. Time to relax with the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you've got the time. Miller beer.
Sunday, don't miss. It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown. Followed by the first Easter Rabbit. The fun starts Sunday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
This crowd of better than 15,000 partisan Cleveland Cavalier fans are uncomfortable, as is Coach Bill Fitch, because his Cleveland Cavaliers led by 9, and all of a sudden that lead has been sliced to 4.
Well, they've given up some easy baskets. They have not been able to come down themselves and get the same type of shots and opportunities that they had in the first half. Phoenix has been the team that slowed down the tempo. They are making Cleveland now shoot the ball from the perimeter. In the first half, Cleveland got to run a lot, which they don't normally do. And they got a lot of shots coming down the middle, easy layups and free throws. That's how they got the lead, and they haven't had a chance to do that in the second half.
Elmore Smith, who has 8 points, misses his first free throw. This young man shooting 67% from the free throw line. He now has 9 points, and they're back up by 5. This is Don Boosie, picked up by Walker. Up it comes to Westphal. Westphal doesn't seem to be bothered by that injury he sustained in the first half. Looked like something in the shoulder area. Adams having a tough time, off balance. Jones battling, but Walter Davis. Boy, when he hits them, they don't even ripple the net. He has 10 points now after a very slow start in the first half. And it's now 64-61, and Phoenix is climbing back in here. Here's Elmore Smith. Smith now with 11 points. That's almost impossible to stop a shot like that.
Well, once a player gets down in that deep, you're in trouble. The only thing you can do is suffer. You must stop him from getting that position. You got to play good pressure defense.
There's Westphal. He comes away with the steal on Campy Russell. Davis back. Beautiful passing by Phoenix. Boy, that's the trademark of the Phoenix Suns, and right now we have a 3-point game, 66-63.
Oh, well, right here, you'll see Westphal comes over. He gets a lot of blocks like that. Alertly gets both his feet back in.
Shot by Austin Carr. Out it comes to Boosie. Westphal, Walter Davis. Davis has a hot hand right now, and you can tell it. He's looking for that basket. 66-65. It's a 1-point game. We welcome the fans from Philadelphia. We have a 1-point game right now. The Phoenix Suns, after trailing by 9, have cut it to 1. They have the basketball. Westphal has given them the lead. And all of a sudden, Bill Fitch's Cleveland Cavaliers have been overhauled here by the Phoenix Suns, who are trying to break a 4-game losing streak. And with 8 minutes to go in this third period, it's the Phoenix Suns 67, the Cleveland Cavaliers 66.
A poem about deodorants. Roll, roll the roll-on, all sticky and wet. Or spray your underarm. What a fog you'll get. So give me the stick, Old Spice deodorant stick. It goes right to the spot. All wet or foggy it's not. It guards against odor the whole day long. With Old Spice freshness, you cannot go wrong. So goodbye roll-on, so long spray. Old Spice stick, it's the only way.
Old Spice stick.
We're good and tough. We're the Kellys.
The Kellys have a way to save gasoline from the ground up. A steel-belted radio called the Kelly Gas Pincher. When we tested a set of gas pinchers against our non-radials, the gas pincher pinched from 14.5 up to 31.7 more miles out of a tank of gas. That's hundreds of ball miles a year with the gas pitchers.
Guilty.
Not guilty. 6 votes guilty, 6 votes not guilty.
This could go on all day. Bailiff!
Pass out the right guard deodorant.
Good.
We got stick or spray. With right guard, stick or spray protects all day. They don't just cover up odor, they help stop odor before it starts. All day. 6 took stick, 6 took spray. It's unanimous.
Right guard deodorant. Don't get dressed without it.
Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Challenge of the Sexes features a parallel skiing challenge with world-class skiers Joseph Odermatt and Susan Korak. A skateboard challenge with Ernie Martin going against one of the best female freestyle competitors, Robin Logan. Plus a table tennis competition. That's Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, the New York Knicks overhaul Philadelphia. They're now having that lead sliced a little bit. They lead 76-73. We'll keep you posted on that one. Detroit, well, they're still really handling the Chicago Bulls. It's really a surprise this afternoon. Right now, the Phoenix Suns here in the Richfield Coliseum have taken a 1-point lead. Alvin Adams is in the lineup. He's picking up very tough on Elmore Smith, but Smith gets it to drop, and Cleveland has taken the lead. 13 points for Elmore Smith. Walter Davis, who's had the hot hand here in the third period. Westphal, and the Suns now are starting to really hit on all the cylinders.
Well, the one thing the Phoenix Suns have done in this period is they've established themselves by running their set offense and also getting to breaking situations. Cleveland has had a tough time getting shots just like the one Austin Carr just worked for.
Antonello Russell, he's been fouled by Adams. A basket will count. 17 points for Campy Russell. And look at it again.
Well, Austin Carr working hard right there, just misses a try. Russell gets the ball, muscles it back up, and Alvin Adams gets guilty of the foul, and Russell gets a chance for a 3-point play.
1-point lead now for the Cavaliers, 70-69. Antonello Russell already with 18 points. He is headed for a big day. 7:13 to go, still in this third period. We have a game. Here's Adams, beautiful backdoor.
Well, that time they took big Elmore Smith out in the twilight zone. The big fella was lost out there. He gave a little head fake and went back door, and he made a great pass to complete the play.
That's the 8th time this game has been tied. It's 71 all. Adams needs some help. Carr tipped up and in by Campy Russell, and Russell now is a one-man show for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, Campy Russell is keeping Cleveland in the lead. He's applied his offense. He's been every place, on the boards, out on the perimeter, and that's what you have to play. Alvin Adams caused that play by trying to make that long home run pass. He should have made the little short pass in the middle, and they had a breaking situation.
Davis, after hitting Hardy, that's his third foul. The penalty now in.
Well, Campy Russell's athletic ability has got him that foul that time because he went up and 2 men had the ball blocked, but he brought it back down, a little show and tell move, and he gets a couple of free throws to give Cleveland a chance to sneak back up by 2.
Russell with 20 points. Again now, the penalty in. The Suns have gone over the limit. John McLeod's checking on something over there. He has Walter Davis. Earl Strom is trying to get him back into the playing situation. He says, come on, man, let's play this game. Davis still visiting with John McLeod. This is what this NBA is all about, isn't it?
Right now, it's playoff fever time. Every team is playing real hard. The Suns now have a 3-point lead, and there's still some conversation going on the sideline as Al Bianchi and Earl Strom exchange.
Russell with 21 points, 22 points. A 2-point game. Phoenix up by 2. Boosie with Footswalker on him. I'll tell you one thing, this crowd's alive. Westphal with Austin Carr on him. Westphal's going to go a little one-on-one. Out to Walter Davis. Tough shot. Rebound to Jim Jones. Jones brings it down with 4 minutes to go, and they can tie it up.
We'll now in a close ball game find out who wants to shoot the basketball. All players shoot the ball well when the game is close. When it's out of hand, either a big lead or you're coming from behind. Now it's close, so let's see who wants to take the shot for Cleveland and Phoenix.
Well, it was Russell that time. He may have forced it. Here comes Westphal. Broken up from behind by Walker. Great effort, followed by Adams. Alvin Adams, what an effort by him. He has 22 points. It's again a 4-point lead for the Phoenix Suns. Walker giving it off to Russell. Russell wants the ball and he wants the basket. Rebound, Walter Davis. Russell now has missed 2, cracks at the basket. Boosie, Adams. Alvin Adams hustles, doesn't he? He gets from one end to the other, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Cleveland Cavaliers. So with 3:07 left in this game, the Cavaliers find themselves down by 6 points, 110 to 104.
In the tropics, where we blend Dutch Master cigars, our master blender, Augusto Santiago, meets the tobacco personally. Before he accepts, he tastes it 3 times. First with his nose, then with his touch. Then he wraps a leaf around the cigar and tastes it with his taste. That's why a Dutch Masters like our Panatella is worth more. There really are masters at Dutch Masters.
Hey, look at that. It's a chainsaw with its case. Uh-oh, somebody left it. Probably taking a coffee break. It's a McCulloch Mac 140. Wow. It's got automatic oiling. That's slick. This is the chain brake safety feature. Yeah. It stops the chain in less than 1/10 of a second. That's fast. And look at these teeth. They sharpen themselves with a press of a button. Mine don't.
The McCulloch Mac 140. You can't buy another chainsaw with all these features at any price.
That McCulloch's got just about everything. Yeah, but I bet it can't swim. Good point.
McCulloch. In the yellow pages, under saws.
See what's new today in a Chevrolet.
Chevrolet Caprice and Impala wagons have more of the things wagon people want. A convenient door gate, quick and easy seat conversion, 2 lockable storage compartments, and a generous 4-foot wide cargo area. And for a full-size wagon, mileage is surprisingly good. See the new Chevrolet, America's best-selling full-size wagon, at your Chevrolet wagon stop.
Along with Steve Jones, this is Gary Bender. We have 3 minutes, 7 seconds left in this contest. The Phoenix Suns running very well in the last couple of minutes have bumped it up to a 6-point lead.
The Phoenix Suns have been very opportunistic, and they've gotten almost every easy basket down for themselves. They've played good pressure defense when they've had to, and it's been real tough for the Cavaliers, who've been a bit disorganized.
Fritz Walker brings it out to Campy Russell. Russell with 22 points in the game, but he's missed his last 2 shots, and he's trying to go for another one. That's great effort on his part. He follows his own shot, and Hurd has it, and Russell can't get a shot to drop for him. Walter Davis out to Adams. Adams with a big tip in just before that last timeout, and then a stuff shot. Hurd brings it out to Davis. Davis started this move in the 3rd quarter, and it's tipped up again by Adams, and Adams is following beautifully.
And the Suns have really decided to use the clock and pass the basketball around, and they're making it real tough for the Cavaliers to get back in this basketball game. They're getting 2 shots at the basket, and you cannot lose with 2 attempts every time down.
Boy, Hurd went up for that one, and now Cleveland has just gone ice cold. With 2 minutes to go, they trail 112 to 104. Westphal, Adams, and I'll tell you, when you start thinking about an MVP, there's one guy you got to consider, Alvin Adams. He has 28 points now, and he's gotten most of those points here in the 3rd and 4th period.
You see Walter Davis pushes it up. They have an opportunity. Westphal decides to give it up to a man who has a better shot. Alvin Adams takes that high percentage try, and he's on the free throw line with a chance for a 3-point play. Cleveland has come completely to pieces as far as making the transition and shot at their end, but not gotten back good on defense. And Phoenix has been able to score. They're not boxing out.
This is Terry Furlow checking back in for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And here's the effort by Adams, 28 points. Russell has 22, Westphal 33 in this game. Westphal got his mostly in the 3rd period. Here's Furlow. And they just can't get a shot to drop, and Hurd is fouled by Terry Furlow. Garfield Hurd has really gotten up in the air on those defensive boards.
He gave them a stellar effort right when they needed someone to go up and be authoritative on the boards. He has come up and gotten every big rebound for them. John McLeod is giving a lot of instructions to Don Boosie. He's probably telling him we want to really control